A major change in how benefits are managed has taken effect, and it quietly reshapes how the government verifies eligibility, sends notices, and monitors personal information. For millions of retirees, this is one of the most significant procedural shifts in years. The biggest difference is not the amount you receive, but how easily those payments can now be interrupted. A missed message, a delayed response, or an overlooked update can suddenly put your monthly check at risk. Under the new system, staying eligible is no longer something you confirm once and forget. It is now an ongoing responsibility. The burden has shifted toward beneficiaries to constantly prove that everything about their situation is accurate and current. If you receive Social Security, plan to apply soon, or help a loved one manage their benefits, these changes directly affect you starting right now. For a long time, Social Security mostly relied on occasional updates and self-reporting. If something changed in your life, you were expected to tell them, but otherwise your benefits continued without much interference. That more relaxed approach has been replaced with a process that is more automated, more frequent, and much less forgiving of mistakes. Officials say the goal is to reduce improper payments and protect public funds. In practice, it also means more rules, tighter deadlines, and more chances for payments to be paused. One of the biggest changes is the introduction of mandatory annual verification for beneficiaries. Each year, you may now be required to confirm that you are still eligible to receive your benefits. Instead of only hearing from the agency when something goes wrong, many people will now receive regular requests asking them to review and verify personal details. These requests can include questions about income, living arrangements, marital status, or other factors that affect eligibility. This is not casual paperwork that can be handled whenever you feel like it. It is tied directly to whether your benefits continue. Once a verification notice is issued, you typically have a limited window to respond. If you do not reply within that time frame, your payments can be suspended automatically. There is often no assumption that you simply miss the message. Silence can be treated as non-compliance. Think about what that means in everyday life. If you are traveling, sick, helping family, or simply distracted, it is easy to overlook a notice. Yet a single missed deadline could stop the deposit you rely on for rent, groceries, and utilities. For people who live month to month, even a short interruption can cause serious stress. At the same time, the way the agency communicates is also changing. Paper mail, which many seniors are used to, is no longer the primary method for many notices. Instead, communication is shifting toward electronic delivery. Messages may be sent by email or posted inside an online Social Security account. Once a message is sent digitally, you are often considered notified whether you actually saw it or not. This creates new challenges. Not everyone checks email every day. Some people only log in occasionally, and others struggle with passwords or unfamiliar websites. Important messages can land in spam folders or be buried under advertisements and newsletters. Yet the clock still starts ticking the moment the notice is sent. A simple issue, like an outdated email address or a full inbox, can mean you never see a critical request. Meanwhile, the deadline passes and your benefits may be placed on hold. For people who are more comfortable with paper letters, this digital-first approach can feel overwhelming and risky. Another major change happens quietly in the background through expanded data matching. Instead of relying mostly on what you report, the agency now compares information from many outside sources. These can include tax records, wage reports, state agencies, and other databases. The goal is to catch discrepancies faster, but it also means your situation is being monitored more closely than ever. If you start a job, receive new income, move, get married, or make certain financial transactions, those changes might show up in other systems before you report them. If something does not match what Social Security has on file, the system may flag your account. You could then receive a notice asking for clarification or documentation. Until the issue is resolved, your benefits might be reduced or suspended. In theory, this helps prevent fraud and large overpayments. In reality, it can also catch honest people in confusing situations. Data can be wrong. Numbers can be misinterpreted. A one-time payment might look like ongoing income. Fixing those errors can take time, and during that time, your monthly support may be uncertain. When you combine annual verification, electronic communication, and constant data checks, the overall effect is clear. Social Security has become more active and less automatic. Instead of a system that mostly runs in the background, it now requires regular attention from beneficiaries. It is no longer safe to assume that your payment will simply arrive every month without you doing anything. Some groups may feel these effects more strongly. People who continue working while collecting benefits must watch their earnings carefully. If income limits are exceeded, adjustments can now happen faster rather than months later. That can mean sudden changes to your budget in the middle of the year. Surviving spouses who receive survivor benefits may also face closer scrutiny. Changes in marital status can affect eligibility, and delays or misunderstandings about reporting can lead to overpayment notices. Supplemental income recipients whose benefits depend on strict financial limits may experience even more frequent checks and requests for information. All of this can sound intimidating, but there are practical steps you can take to protect yourself. Start by creating or updating your online Social Security account. Make sure your email address, phone number, and mailing address are correct. Use an email you actually check and consider setting reminders to review your account regularly. Keep organized records of anything that might affect your benefits. Save tax documents, pay stubs, bank statements, and letters you receive. If you ever need to respond to a question or correct an error, having paperwork ready can save valuable time. The faster you reply, the less likely your payments will be interrupted. Report life changes as soon as they happen. If you move, start, or stop working, marry, divorce, or experience any major shift, notify Social Security right away. Do not assume they will figure it out on their own. Proactive communication can prevent misunderstandings later. It is also important to remember that you still have rights. If your benefits are reduced or suspended and you believe the decision is wrong, you can challenge it. You can request a review, provide evidence, and appeal decisions through several levels if necessary. You are not required to simply accept an outcome that does not make sense. The key is awareness. The system has changed, and ignoring it is no longer an option. Paying attention to notices, checking your account, and responding quickly can make the difference between smooth payments and stressful interruptions. These habits may feel new or inconvenient, but they are now part of protecting the income you earned over a lifetime of work. For many people, Social Security is not just extra money. It is the foundation of their retirement. It covers essentials and provides stability. That is exactly why these procedural changes matter so much. Even small administrative details can have big real-world consequences. By staying organized, staying alert, and understanding how the new process works, you can reduce the chances of surprises. The goal is not to create fear, but to help you stay prepared. When you know what to expect and what actions to take, you keep more control over your benefits and your financial security. In the end, the most important message is simple. Do not assume everything will run automatically the way it once did. Check your information, watch for messages, and respond quickly. A few minutes of attention each month can help ensure that when you open your bank account, your payment is right where it should be, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.